We will begin lying flat with the legs straight, settling into the experience of lying here in this moment. Setting the intention to be fully present to the body, however it feels, with a sense of kindness and curiosity. Remember, as we begin to move, that the point of this practice is not to accomplish anything or to achieve a result. It is simply to be present to the sensations of your body in stillness and in movement. Acknowledging any thoughts or stories that you're holding on to, that you have brought to today's practice, and seeing if you can allow them to fade to the background. Shifting your attention now to the weight of the body in contact with the floor. Noticing the sensations of breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the rib cage expand and contract. When you are ready, beginning to bend the knees and place the feet flat on the ground. Feeling the heaviness of the tailbone in contact with the ground compared to the lightness of the lower back from its natural curve. Initiating a pelvic tilt by rocking the pelvis to flatten the lower back and then releasing, letting the lower back lift as the weight shifts back towards the tailbone. Repeating this a few times on your own. Staying fully present to the sensations in the pelvis and lower back. Now flatten the lower back and press gently into the feet. And start to lift the tailbone, continuing to the lower back and mid-back, up until your hips are all the way extended, making a diagonal plane from the knee to the hip to the shoulder, continuing to hold and breathe. Now taking a little bit bigger than normal inhale and breathing out as you mold the spine back down into the mat. Resting for a moment and then lifting the knees one at a time into the chest and then pulling them in using your hands. Continuing to hold on to the left knee and extend the right leg out straight, all the way down to the mat. Perhaps hugging the left knee a little tighter to the chest and right armpit. Holding and breathing. Now bringing your hands behind the left thigh and extending the left leg up to the ceiling. Continuing to hold, breathing and feeling sensations of the back of the leg. Now bending the left knee and releasing the hands down to the T position, out to your sides, and rotating the left knee to the right side of the room. Using your body as a guide. Holding and breathing. When you are ready, coming back to center, hugging both knees into your chest. Staying present to whatever is happening in this moment. Now releasing the left leg out straight all the way down to the mat. And hugging the right knee up towards the armpit. Sensing into this movement. Shifting the hands now towards the back of the right thigh and extending the leg up toward the ceiling. Exploring your own range of motion. As you continue to breathe and stay present to the sensations in your body. Bending the right knee, allowing the arms to fall out into T position, and then rotating the right knee to the left side of the room. Holding and feeling the sensation of twisting. And when you're ready, untwisting, coming back to center, and once again, hugging both knees in towards the chest. Settling back into the still, quiet place. Now moving the hands from the knees to the feet, grabbing a hold of the big toe or the bottoms of the feet, and then separating the feet into a lying squat position. continuing to hold and breathe, staying fully present to this moment. And when ready, releasing to bring the knees in towards the chest. This time bringing the knees together. Now lifting the head and chest toward the thighs and beginning to rock back and forth, to roll like a ball. This may be a small movement or a very big movement, choosing to do what is right for your body. Now making it a little bit smaller until you can settle back into stillness. Releasing your legs out into straight and extending your arms back behind you. Sensing into this stretch. Checking back in with the breath. Taking a few extra inhales. Transitioning now to bending the knees by sliding the heels in toward the body, one at a time. And then lifting the knees up to tabletop position. Keeping the lower back flattened and squeezing the knees together as if you're holding on to a penny. Lifting the arms up over the chest and coming into a crunch position, lowering the hands down towards your sides. Beginning to extend the right arm and left leg out towards opposite sides of the room. Stretching as far as you can. Slowly returning and switching. Extending the left arm out and the right leg out, as if you're trying to touch opposite sides of the room. Choosing now to go at your own pace for 1 to 2 more transitions. Remembering to keep the back flat, knowing that you can lower the head if necessary. Noticing what is required to keep the back stable and breathing into this position. Now bringing the leg and arms back in for one breath. And lowering the feet and head back down to the mat. Pausing for a moment and checking in with your experience. Remembering to breathe, staying present to this moment. Sensing the body and its contact with your mat or the floor. Transitioning now, lifting the right foot and crossing the ankle over the left knee to make a figure 4. Noticing sensations in the hips, and if you would like to explore deeper sensations, lifting the left knee into your chest and weaving your hands through the figure 4 to grab a hold of the left thigh. Pausing and breathing. Exploring the sensations of this stretch. And now lowering down the left foot, uncrossing and returning to center. Noticing now the sensations in the body. Lifting the left foot and crossing the ankle over the right knee. Holding and breathing this stretch. If you want to explore deeper sensations on this side, raising the right knee in toward the chest and grabbing onto the right thigh. Holding and breathing and sensing into this stretch. To whatever is here in this moment. And when you're ready, releasing the right knee and coming back to center. Checking back in with the body, noticing any sensations, following these figure 4 stretches. Transitioning now into another bridge. By flattening the lower back into the mat and slowly lifting the tailbone, the lower back, and then the mid-back, holding this position. Without lifting the pelvis, shifting 70% of the weight into the right foot, raising up the left toe. Checking in to see if you can perhaps raise the left toe off the mat, or keeping it on the floor for stability. When you're ready, coming back to center with even weight on both feet. And now shifting 70% of the weight onto the left foot and raising up the right toe. And again, exploring the foot on the ground or perhaps raising it up in the air. Sensing into this movement and the sensations that are required of your leg and lower backs. And when ready, coming back to center with even weight on both feet. Holding for an inhale and breathing back as you roll back down to the mat. Checking in this moment with sensations in the body, noticing the breath, perhaps sensing increased heart rate, feeling fatigue, checking in with whatever's here at this moment. Transitioning now to a seated position, you'll begin by rolling off to your right side, using your left hand and right elbow to come up to a seated position. Now extending the left leg to straight and bringing the sole of the right foot into the left thigh. Sitting up tall and extending the left arm up toward the ceiling, reaching the left arm toward the left ankle or toes, and swimming the right arm back behind you up toward the ceiling, reaching it forward to the left ankle or toes. holding and breathing, staying present in this posture. Taking a deeper than normal in-breath, exhaling even further into this position. Following the next exhalation, releasing and coming back up to a seated position, extending the left leg out and switching sides. When you're ready, extending the right arm straight up into the air, reaching it forward towards the right toe or ankle, and swimming the left arm back up and forward to meet the other hand. Continuing to breathe, noticing any tension or sensations in the backside of the leg. Perhaps seeing if you can breathe and move further into this position. And when you're ready, releasing, extending back to a seated position and stretching both legs out to the straight position. Sitting up tall, slowly raising both arms up toward the ceiling, pausing here for a moment before folding forward and grabbing a hold of the lower legs or the toes. Staying present again to the sensations in your body and allowing yourself to take time to stretch into this position. Working with the breath, perhaps on the next exhalation, folding deeper into this position. When you're ready, releasing and returning to a seated position with legs out straight. Checking in with the breath and the body. Transitioning now to a seated twist by bending the left knee and crossing it over the right. Reaching your right arm forward and wrapping the crease of your elbow around the left knee. Twisting to your left and planting the left hand on the ground behind you. If you would like to go deeper, you can bring your elbow to the outside of the knee, continuing to sit tall and breathing into this seated twist. And releasing back to center, uncrossing the legs back to straight, and switching sides. Bending the right knee, crossing it over the left, extending the left arm out, and wrapping the crease of the elbow around the right knee. Twisting to the right and planting the right hand on the ground. Shifting the elbow to the outside of the knee now for greater sensation. Continuing to sit tall and breathe into this twisted position. Taking now a bigger than normal in-breath and an audible exhale. Releasing back to center, uncrossing the legs, taking a moment to check in with the breath. And now separating the feet as wide as they will go. Sitting up tall and reaching the hands forward in front of you. Leaning forward with your upper body. Perhaps placing your arms on the mat. And breathing into this forward reach. Being present with the breath, the sensations of the body, perhaps the forehead resting on the mat. Remembering to breathe. And when you're ready, walking the hands back up the mat and bringing the feet back together. checking in with the breath, pausing here to take a few extra breaths. Transitioning now to ending where we started. Lying flat on the back with legs extended and arms out to the side. Feeling into the body, noticing the impact of these movements. Choosing to stay here as long as you want, soaking in the benefits of this practice.